say we shouldn't change the rules in the middle of the game. The rules were that the Democratic National Committee said that Michigan and Florida did not get any delegates, were stripped of their delegates because they moved up in the process, and all the candidates agreed to those rules. You agree that those rules shouldn't also be changed?
Well, I don't know what the candidates may have agreed to, but I think that the Democratic Party, through the Rules Committee, will be charged with resolving that issue. It's a very, very difficult issue, and it has no easy answer.
But why should that rule be changed in the middle of the game? And when you said that the superdelegate shouldn't be?
Well, because the rules allow the Credentials Committee to make those decisions. That's a part of the current rulemaking process of the Democratic Party. That's not changing the rules at all. It's giving the authority to determine who is a valid delegate to the Credentials Committee, and that will be done.
Governor Doyle?
And that's a part of our rules.
Chris, I have great admiration for Ted, but he's just made two totally inconsistent arguments. Obviously, nobody's talking about superdelegates changing the rules. What we're talking about with superdelegates is asking the superdelegates at this convention to look out for what's best of the party and to honor what has been the selection process in state after state. And I will say Barack Obama hasn't chosen to go to one state or another. He hasn't skipped one and said it isn't good for him. He goes from one. He has carried this campaign to every single state through every caucus and every primary. And on the Michigan, Florida, again, I admire Governor Strickland a great deal, but the fact is the rules were the rules. They were very clear. And we have seen in every state where Barack Obama has gone and engaged, big Clinton leads have disappeared in a hurry. So to keep him out of Florida, not even have his name in Michigan, and then somehow try to bring those delegates, claim victories in those states, I think everybody who looks at that realizes just how basically unfair that is. The Democratic Party is the Democratic Party, and it is so important, I think, that the people who have gone out to those caucuses and gone out and voted in the primaries, that their voices are the ones that are really heard.
Governor Strickland, we have less than 2 minutes left, and I want to get into one final issue with you.
Yes.
There's been some talk, because Ohio, as you pointed out, is such a key state, so important for the Democrats to win if they're going to get back the White House. There's been talk that Hillary Clinton might name you as her running mate at the convention if she gets the nomination. Do you think you're qualified to be vice president, sir?
Well, I don't want to be vice president. And the fact that is, I'm the governor of a big state. I've served in the Congress for 12 years, but I have no intention of being vice president, even if I were asked. But the fact is, I want the most qualified person to lead this country. These are dangerous times. If you compare Senator Clinton's experience and background, her maturity, with that of her opponents, there is no choice in this race. And she has proven herself. She's a fighter. She has stood the test of time. She has withstood the attacks of the opposition. And quite frankly, we are not suggesting that any rules be altered or changed. Governor Doyle is just wrong if he would suggest that that's what I'm saying. I want to follow the rules as they exist within the Democratic Party.
Governor,
and the Credentials Committee will make the decision as to who is a qualified delegate.
Governor,
and
we have about 30 seconds left, and I can make your life a lot easier over the next few months. Do you want to make a Sherman-esque statement that you will not take the vice presidential nomination?
Chris, I will make it. I will make a Sherman-esque statement. I love being the governor of Ohio. It's a great state. It's the heart of the country. And we will bring a great victory to Senator Clinton on March the 4th. And we will lead the way in November to electing a Democrat to the presidency.
But you will not accept the nomination for vice president?
No, sir, I will not. I think it's presumptuous of me to even contemplate the possibility of that.
Governor Strickland, Governor Doyle, want to thank you both. And I apologize, Governor Doyle, for not asking you whether or not you want to be vice president. But we'll see how Wisconsin and Ohio...
would be a very good vice president.
All right. We're going to see how Ohio and Wisconsin vote over the next couple of weeks. Gentlemen, thank you both so much for coming in. Up next, the fight over terrorism surveillance. Is the White House trying to scare the public? Democrats put the nation